That's what it's called. The T is silent.
Wow, I like that.
I met this man. His name was Randy. He was a judge. From American Idol.
We are back. See what happened?
Can I take a picture of you? I want to have a picture of her. Shut up, Megan. Oh my gosh, she was. Let me get this picture of Kaya. Oh my god, really?
How cool is this, huh, kids? How cool is this?
Everybody get your picture in the back. Oh my god. Megan, they're just faking. You put some emails on the Facebook? I'm excited to see you guys. Look at you though. You gonna make me does she have a phone number? So you guys get them afterwards. But we need your attention, gentlemen in the back on the computer, please. And Zoanette's gonna come up, and we're gonna have her introduce, tell her a little bit about herself, where she comes from, and maybe a little question and answer. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay. We'll see how she's feeling, but we need your attention, okay? All right. Let's give Miss Zoanette Johnson the respect that she deserves, and. Okie dokie guys, as you guys know, my name is Zoanette Johnson. I am 21 years of age. I was an American Idol this past season. I graduated from Anoka High School. Not too far from here. You guys know Anoka? Yeah. You guys be playing on all the time? They be beating y'all all the time? Yeah, that's it. I'm here to support you guys for the day. I'm really proud of you guys. You know, and I heard you guys doing a movie too. Yeah. Oh, you can really? Yeah, we're doing this. We'll do it. Well, I love you guys. Thanks for the support. And she's in our movie. She's a director.
Okay, take a breather. Take a breather. Do you want some water? Okay, I think she's gonna need some.
Yes. Question. I do know Nicki Minaj. I do know Mariah Carey. Yes. Any other questions?
Have you ever worked with them, one of them before?
I've worked with them, yes. I've worked with them.
How did it feel when you were talking to Nicki Minaj?
How did it feel? It felt wonderful. It felt good. But you know, like everybody, she's a person that aspired to do her dreams, right? 1 second, okay? She's a person that worked hard for what she got. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can get there if you work hard. So you don't idolize anybody, but you respect them. You know what I'm saying? So I respected her, but I didn't like idolize her. Like, oh, I'm about to work with you. You know what I'm saying?
Did you meet anyone famous?
I actually called you.
I'm in a lot of people famous. A lot.
No, like
Like a lot. Are you famous? You know Justin Bieber?
You know Justin Bieber? You know Justin Bieber? Mommy!
You have a question too?
Yeah. Put this on YouTube.
Oh yeah. but I read
Yeah.
You have a phone in here? Did you hug Justin Bieber? Did I hug him? We had a conversation. We talked, but we don't exactly talk. Huh?
If you said you had to go, what's the name? I don't know.
So that's it for the question and answer, guys. I'm proud of you guys. Keep rocking on. Yeah, I'm here for the day. Woo! Okay.
Mr. Silverson, are we ready?
Yeah, this is Victoria. This is Victoria.
If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. If you can hear me, clap 3 times. All right. Did you guys hear what Mr. Seaver?
Tell them that we got a cheer for you. Zoanette, we got a cheer for you.
Yay!
1, 2, 3, go. Hail to Brooklyn High. Our cheers for the purple and white. Fight for Santa's ball. Our team has a will and a might. Team is spirit wins. The game soon rise to hell or fame. Remember, Brooklyn Santa high today. Our team is bound to win.
Wow.
Why you guys didn't do like this?
Hustle, sometimes hustle. H-U-S-T-L-E. Hustle, sometimes H-U-S-T-L-E. Hustle, sometimes hustle.
All right, the bus is here.
One, I still can't hear you. Do that one. Can you survive me, please?
Everybody, then we can do some, what song? Going on a road trip with big head Bobby and Mom. That's how we do it. We get everything big, right? Anti Harvest Productions, Center High School. We have the beautiful Miss Zoanette Johnson, American Idol Top 20. Big praise bar with us today. She's all about the kids, all about the community, so we're grateful to her. And our kids are ecstatic. They're falling all over the place. And we're just grateful that she's here with us. So stay tuned for more adventures. On the way, people! It takes all the way. I want you to stay.
Okay, we're yes.
Kind of what you guys are doing at Brooklyn Center. What we do is we provide people with classes. We teach you how to do studio productions. Are you guys doing studio productions?
Yeah.
Okay. We teach you how to do portable camera productions with our cameras, and then we also teach you how to edit. And then once you've gone through classes, you can come into the facility and you can create shows as long as they're not commercial, they're not personal, like birthday parties, graduation parties. And basically you can do a show on anything. It is free if you live in one of the cities that we serve, which you guys all go to Brooklyn Center High School, so I'm assuming that you guys live in one of the 9 Northwest communities. So it's a free service, and you guys have to just put in about 6 hours of training, and then you can come in to utilize the facility. So the people you're going to see here today are volunteers. We only have 2 staff people here today who are actually getting paid. The rest of the people are doing programming because they want to share information with people in the community. They might have, a passion for cooking and they want to do their own cooking show. We really don't tell people what kind of show that they do. We just help them to, realize their dream of whatever it might be. It could be covering a sporting event. It could be, I don't know, you guys are making your own movie, right? It can be your own movie. It's a little bit of everything. And so we're here to teach. We're here to give people the tools to make it happen. And then we provide 2 channels up here, 19 and 20, the 2 on the bottom. And those are for public use. Those are, just like you've got the big channels. These are, I call them kind of the community channels of the Northwest suburbs. Because what you see on 19 and 20 are programs that are created by people who live in the area. And some of them have some TV experience when they come in. A lot of them have none. And so we just teach people. And what's really great about this place, it's kind of like you guys working together. Our volunteers will work together to help each other to get their programming done. So what are you guys using to create your movie? Are you guys shooting with a camera like that? Or yeah. Okay. Well, we have, why don't you guys come around here? I'll show you a little bit of our portable gear. On this side, ladies. This side.
This side.
Well, what we do is we have portable cameras that we check out, and we use these are just chip cameras, and we have 9 of these. And so once people have taken the training in these, they can sign it out for up to 2 days, kind of like signing out a library book. You guys would have to have someone who is over 18 sign for you. But what you can do is you sign it out, you can check out all sorts of gear, tripods, microphones, to get your show done. If you're new, we'll help you and kind of, help you kind of get set up and organized, but then you take it out, you bring it back, and then what we expect in return is a show for our channels. It's kind of a trade-off. We're giving you use of equipment, you guys are giving us back programming for your community on channels 19 and 20. Does that make sense? We got a question back there. This is free.
Wow.
And a lot of people ask, how can it be free? We are funded through Comcast Cable, who runs channels 19 and 20. And what they do is they pay our cities something called a franchise fee for letting them run cable down the streets, etc. So what our cities decided back in the 80s, way back in the 80s, is they said we want to make sure that our people who live in our communities can communicate with one another effectively. So they decided that all the money they get from Comcast, they're going to put toward a nonprofit, which is Northwest Community Television, and allow people to utilize this for free so that they can communicate back and forth. And so you'll see everything from city council meetings on our channels for people who are into that, to, we have a ton of high school sports, Brooklyn Center sports, everything. So it's just a really good way that the community can see what's going on in the area. Okay, let's walk back here, and I'll kind of show you what else we've got. Are you guys editing your program? Okay, what are you guys editing with? What kind of, are you editing with software, or what program are you guys using? You guys know? Well, are you guys,
They haven't getting into any editing.
Oh, you're not? Okay. Because what we do is, I'll show you over here. Maybe we'll go in and see Kirsten, because she's actually working. We have 3 edit rooms. Why don't you come with me? Hey, Kirsten, can I bring in a group quick just to show? Okay, come on in. This is Kirsten.
Let's go.
That you?
Yeah, that's her.
But this is Kirsten Beckstrom. And Kirsten is, oh wait till everybody gets in here. Kirsten, and she's sitting in one of our edit rooms. And this is where, once you've gone out and shot all your footage with cameras, or shot in one of our studios, you can come in here and edit it. Kirsten is a volunteer with the Plymouth Police, and she is working on a show called Along for the Ride. And she's been a volunteer here for how long?
9 years.
9 years, and she's still here. Yes. She does a half-hour show every 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
And tell them how long it takes you to put it together.
Something like 50 to 60 hours.
So she puts a lot of time into it, and it's really great. She's doing something that's really aimed at the city of Plymouth. It's letting Plymouth residents know what's going on in the police department. And what do you like about it?
I like learning new things, and that's why it takes me so long, because the longer I'm here, the more exposure I get to the different things that the machine can do, that I think up that maybe I could do, and then they teach me how to do it. And all that fun stuff that adds layers onto the timeline is what takes up the time.
Can you show them your open, maybe?
Sure.
She came in and she said, I want to do a really fast-moving open. And so this probably took her a while, but it's some of the things that you can do. Lots of layers, lots of movement.
Hello.
And there you go. So it's just kind of fun what happens in here, because you see what people do. They bring all their footage in, creativity goes on in their minds, and then they put out stuff like this. So she's I always call her, she's one of our elite volunteers. She's got a lot of skills. So we like working with Kirsten because she keeps us on our toes. She asks us hard questions, and so it helps us to keep our skills up as well. Do you guys have any questions for her? No? All right. Well, we'll let you get back to work then. Thanks for letting us come on in.
No
Thank
problem.
you. All right.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go next. We'll go in here.
What are you doing here?
Thank you.
This is brand new. I haven't even seen it. Pretty fantastic.
And Stephen's family worked with an organization called the Healing Center in Golden Valley. And so, where is it? I thought it was in Golden Valley. Was it ever in Golden Valley? Okay, see, well, and now it's where? Brooklyn Center. All right, well, they're from Brooklyn Center High School, so. So what they do is, you can come in, you can create a backdrop. We have a lot of props that people can use, but they got a little bit more creative, so they went out and had this background made, and they are bringing in different pieces of their own furniture for the show. And so they're kind of like figuring it out today, how they're going to put it together and make it look. Then every time they shoot a show, they have to put it up, and they have to tear it down. We have, on average, about 5 programs shot here every day, 5 or 6. And so volunteers have like 3 hours. They have 1 hour to set up, 1.5 hours to shoot, and then they got to tear it all down. And so it's, you know, they put in a lot of time to make the show happen. These guys will do an hour show today. So they came in a little early to set up because this is their first time. But as you can see behind, we have a whole green wall behind the curtain, and you guys have a green wall at Brooklyn. Yeah, I remember them telling that. So a lot of people will use this as our green screen room where we can do chroma keys. And you guys have done chroma keys, right? Yep. Okay, so this is our smaller studio. Thanks, you guys. We have 3 cameras you'll see on the way back. We're in the process of getting new ones, and we're pretty excited about that. This is just kind of a big empty room, but why don't you go on in, and I'll show you our other studio.
Hello.
This is just our second studio, which is bigger. People will use this room for a lot of different things. Everything from, we do a lot of bands in here. We're doing a really big shoot this weekend with about 5 different bands, so they're busy creating sets and looks for that. But again, this one is just a bigger space, pretty much the same lighting. Then behind it is our control room. If you guys want to walk in there, show you a little bit about what we've got in there. Because you guys have a kind of controller, right?
Yeah.
What kind of switcher are you guys using? Is it, do you know, or
Is it small?
is it kind of similar? Or?
Not as fancy, but similar.
Similar? Okay. Yeah, what we've got, you guys, then in here, and it's probably similar to what you guys have. It's just, we have audio board. We've got a computer that will allow us to play back files that we may have shot with a camera, so we don't have to like put it onto a DVD or something else. But then we've just basically got 3 cameras. We don't have anything hooked up right now, but then obviously we just have a switcher that allows us to go from camera to camera. We've got graphics, and then we record everything to file, and then people back up on DVD, just so that it makes the editing process really simple. So this is probably very similar, but if you guys came back, what we could do is maybe have a little time in here where we could do like a short little production or something to show you how our site works over here. And then really, you guys, I only have one more thing to show you, and that is really exciting. It's our set prop area. You want to go back and see that? Okay. It's kind of fun to go and see. All right, let's just wander back here, you guys, and I'll show you this really quick. And then you guys okay, this is our set and prop area. So, if you guys want us to do a show, what we do is we provide this for you to come through and kind of pick through. Or you need a table. Like, we're getting ready. They're doing like, just let's see for this. They're doing a music show. And so I know they've been doing things with records and all sorts of stuff. So, what we'll do is we'll light your set for you. We have to do that because of insurance reasons. We are the ones who are responsible for setting up your set, coming back here, finding furniture, and putting together a set that feels like you. If you want to bring in a couple things from home, you can do that. We only have so much storage back here. So again, it's just a place where you can go and find pieces if you're putting together a program. In a movie, some people have actually come in and put rooms together and shot like different scenes for their movies. I was abducted, and the aliens took him up to a small studio, all rigged up to have it look like they were on an alien ship. And so they just, brought in some stuff, and it looked really cool. And they did a lot of it just using plastic wrap. They wrapped plastic. Wow. And it sounds really weird, but it really had a really cool effect when they shot it. And so, we're come in and say, I want to make this room look like a forest. I had one guy who was doing a werewolf movie, so we turned the big studio into a forest. And he did all these special effects, gory blood and all that good stuff. It was really exciting. But it did look kind of, if you have your shots blocked and everything, you can really make it look good. But I think it would be a good idea, if you guys want to come back again, what we will do is I would really like to show you Channel 12, where we do a daily night live newscast. I would like to show you our production trucks that go out into the community and shoot things like parades, all sorts of sporting events. And then also too, maybe we can spend a little bit more time here in the studio as well, okay? Because I'm excited that you guys are excited about video, because it is a lot of fun. And people say, why have you stayed here so long? I said it's because of people like you, because you guys come in with ideas and every day is different, and it's just really fun to meet the people who live up here. So thanks for coming in, you guys.
Thank you so
Yep,
much.
yep.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Definitely, and then please, I want to see your movie when it's done.
Yes.
You guys can play it on our channel, okay? That would be excellent. Because then, that would be a lot of fun. I want to see
Your purple dye is
What?
one. How many years? I know.
How many years? What, have I been here?
Oh, yay!
Supposed to be 29.
I'm over here and
Look at all. And you come where?
Yes, Amanda. Yeah. We didn't pick in a quick field trip.
Everybody grab a sucker.
Okay.
Okay, you guys, it's really fun.
Can you help me with
Thank you.
They can send. They come with the confirmation. We'll go in with the email stuff so we can check.
Wait, no. Before y'all walk out the door, I need to do something.
Yes.
Can I get your attention real quick? Everybody, y'all did awesome. I mean, y'all were just amazing at the last place. Thank you so much. The same respect. Let's do the same thing again. Respecting one another, keeping it tight. Again, we don't know if there'll be a class there, if someone's going to be videotaping. But let's go. We're short on time. We'll try our best to get you to see as much as possible. But same thing. You guys did a great job. So let's go to our next stop. Cool? And are we thanking Miss Darlene too as she's waiting so patiently for us? And we need you to cross safely. So I think we should go in front of the bus. Let's come in front of the bus.
So what you normally do, you have 3 different trays out here when you're developing. And you would start with, what you do is you bring your negative. Should we wait for everybody else? Does anybody else want to come in? Yes. Or wait. These are safe lights. So when I'll show you, once the light's off, your eyes will adjust. This was, like right now, if this cable was out, it would develop, it would come out black. Because there's nothing there, it was overdeveloped. So, what you do, this is what an image will start off with. Start off like you take a picture of your camera, and then from there you move over to your enlargers. You focus on your enlargers. This is what a negative, black and white negative looks like. This is right here. And then from there you enlarge it on, from the enlarger, you put a piece of paper underneath there. You put your negative over here. Put a piece of paper on there. Figure out the right exposure. So the amount of time that the light hits that piece of paper is the amount of time that it's exposing the negative. Sometimes you gotta fluctuate, like with normal cameras. Sometimes you gotta overexpose, underexpose areas. So that's done here. And then from there, after that's done, if you got it exposed in the paper, you'd have your developer, your stop, and your fix here. So if you put your paper in there, and then this is just different chemicals. So you would be your developer, your fix, or your stop, and then your fix. The developer is actually what you see, what your first outcome is, what actually produces the. This is like solar particles that are on the paper that somehow mixes chemistry with the developer, and that's how you get the image from here. And your stop is what stops that process of this happening, and then you put your fix, and that's when you can actually hold it. It makes it last a lot longer. And then you throw it in these guys over here, or you put it in the wash pan to wash it off, all the chemicals off. So these are all printed here in the dark room, and obviously there's different people with a nice way to look at contrast from the molds itself in the darkroom. You can see ones that are underexposed, like these guys. Doesn't have, see how we don't really have any blacks, or really the whites are kind of washy. So this is kind of an underexposed image from the enlarger that was developed. Let's see if I can find that overexposed. This is what a paper looks like when you just put it underneath these of just regular light. This is what you get, so you don't really get anything. But I'll show you. So we got the safe light on, right? So this is what you would be working under in the dark. Is this amount of light? Your eyes do get adjusted to it, but that's pretty much what you're going to see throughout the whole process in here. Sometimes you're in the dark room for an hour, sometimes you're in the dark room for 12 hours. But you need to have that safe light, obviously, to make it safer to walk around and to see the trays, but also so it doesn't expose the paper when you pull it out. Let's see if we can find it really. This is an alternative process. Sepia tone on watercolor paper, printed right on the paper itself. There's all different kinds of ways to produce in the darkroom. Whether it's alternative processing or whether it's traditional darkroom work, what we're seeing here on these images. This is my browser. So that's kind of, this is the way photography started. What really was kind of obviously the web plate process, but then it kind of evolved into this process here. And now we've got it digitally, which is everybody works on computers. The same process is still there, like in the darkroom. When you put this piece of paper underneath the enlarger and focus that piece of the negative on the enlarger, you still use tools, which are these guys here. These are called dodging and blurring tools. And this is more of a technique, but when you have that light on there, you put this over the light. So if you want something to brighten, like I want these clouds to come up a little bit brighter, so you take that and make sure the light's not hitting it as much. So that's going to expose a lighter image on the clouds. So it's kind of like a technique like that. But you can do the same thing, Photoshop, Lightroom, and iPhoto. It's so-called dodging and blurring, but it's just old techniques that was used for ages up to now. It's just transferred over to the digital era now. So yeah, that's the darkroom. This is where it all kind of starts. And I think a lot of people are going back to the darkroom to learn. I think everybody should start learning in the darkroom if you have a chance, because that way you get your hands dirty. You're not sitting in front of the computer. There's less distractions. Like if you're sitting on the computer, I mean, how many people use Facebook? You sit on the computer, all of a sudden, you're surfing the web, forget about what your process was doing. In the darkroom, you've got one thing to do. It's just develop your paper, your prints. So it works a little bit better.
Ready to rock?
And maybe backwards, but so from here, my power on, let's do focus. Power's working. Make sure everything's plugged in here. You move this up and down, and that would make it sharper. And then you have little ways to focus it in. But that's what it kind of looks like when you put your paper there, and then you would set a timer for a certain amount of time, and then once that timer goes, it turns off the light, and then that's when you bring it over to the developer. So this is kind of where it would start. And then
Put on your best behavior, okay?
so you're gonna see my other space here.
Keep your hands to yourself, please. Eyes open, ears open, mouth. Thank you.
Sitting here, so with my no work also, which is nice. We have a full kitchen. It can be used for food service or just kind of hanging out and stuff like that too. And this is Jack Zader's work here. He's a local photographer. He's actually, I believe he teaches at MCTC. So these were all books that he found in abandoned houses, or these are some books here. So these are all kind of found in abandoned
Everyone.
So maybe before they tore it down, or as you can see, look at this image here. This is the book that I took a picture of. So these are all kind of derelict books that have been kind of hanging out, and self-help books and Bibles. Yeah, a lot of them are Bibles and self-help books that people leave behind. Yeah, you can touch it. I don't know. I just want to show.